Hello students, welcome to yet another session of history. Let us continue our discussion about the chapter furthermore. Let us talk about socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. So this is the fourth part of our discussion. In this part, let us discuss about what was the condition of socialism in Russia. So to understand this, first and foremost, you need to understand that all political parties were illegal in Russia before the year 1914. Moreover, the Russian Social Democratic Party, Workers' Party, was founded in the year 1898 by socialist people who respected the ideas of Marx. Moreover, because of government policy, what happened, these organizations were almost working in an illegal manner. Why? Because it was not liked by the government. So it set up a newspaper. It used to make the workers aware and also used to organize the strikes in the factories, but all in an unofficial manner. Moreover, it was realized that the peasants in Russia were natural socialists. Why? Because they used to club their land and then they used to cultivate, and under the process of commune or meal, they used to divide the produce. So this part also Vladimir Lenin, who was the leader, he had understood it very well, that the workers were divided in Russia. So in the Russian Revolution, workers were not to be concentrated on, rather the peasants would be the force of the Russian Revolution. Why? Because the workers were divided into two sections. One was the section of rich workers, one was the section of poor workers. The richer section of these workers, they used to employ other workers and they had no unity amongst themselves. So that is why emphasis was laid on the peasants of Russia for this socialist movement. Moreover, the social democrats and social revolutionaries were two different groups and they did not agree with each other. So here Vladimir Lenin found that they were differentiated and could not be the part of the socialist movement. Now, the party was divided over the strategy of organization. There were two sections that you'll be reading furthermore in this chapter. One is the section of Bolshevik party and the other is the section of Menshevik party. So when we talk about Vladimir Lenin, we are talking about the Bolshevik group. Now, what is the meaning of Bolshevik group? Vladimir Lenin believed that in Russia, where the Tsar was in power, here what should be done? The party should be under a lot of discipline and the number of membership should be also restricted or limited according to the quality of its members. While there was another group of political believers and they were known as Menshevik, and these Mensheviks believed that the political party should be open because they were following the example of Germany, where the political party was open for all and anyone and everyone could join the political party if they supported their ideas. So these two sections you have to study. One is the section of Bolsheviks, another is the section of Mensheviks. Now Kerensky was the leader of the Mensheviks. We'll be discussing it once again in the further part. Now, the next topic, a turbulent time. Of course, the year 1905 was a turbulent time because this led to the rise of the revolution in Russia. Now, Russia, as you know, was an autocracy. Autocracy means where one person is in power and he holds the absolute power. He was the whole and soul. So in case of Russia, who was the whole and soul? The Tsar. The Tsar was the whole and soul. Tsar is a synonym of king. As we call king in other countries, in Russian context, the king here was known as the Tsar. So Tsar was holding absolute power, and he was not subject to the parliament. Even in the beginning of the 20th century, you'll find when we are reading about this chapter, you will observe that here the Tsar was never ready to share his power with the parliament. So what happened? The liberals in Russia, they also started campaigning to end this state of affair. That means the absolute power of the Tsar was to be checked. So they started working. So they started gathering support from the nationalists who were working in the Poland area, and also they started working to gain the support of the Jadidists. Now, who are these Jadidists? These Jadidists were the Muslims who wanted modernized Islam to lead their societies, and they wanted freedom from the control of the Tsar. So all these people, they were trying to check the power of Tsar in Russia through making the parliament more powerful here. Now, let us discuss about the incident of Bloody Sunday. Now, what is the incident of Bloody Sunday? In the year 1904, the prices of essentials or the commodities or say items started increasing. They rose very high, and the real wages declined by 20%. Now, what is the meaning of real wage? Real wages means that the capacity of the money that a person is earning to buy commodities. So this real wage, the value of the real wages was declining, and the prices of the goods or essentials were increasing. In the meanwhile, what happened that four members of Assembly of Russian Workers were being dismissed at Putilov Iron Works. So when they were dismissed and they were not being informed about this dismissal, so the workers called for an industrial action, and in the course of few days, about 10,000 workers of St. Petersburg area, they went on a strike. Now, they were demanding three things. First and foremost, the Russian workers on an average were working on a stretch of 10 to say 12 to 15 hours. Moreover, the conditions in which they were living, they were pathetic. They were suffering very badly. They were living in dormitories, like in one room 10, 10, 15 people were residing, and there was no proper sanitation even in the factories, and the wages, the salaries that these people were getting were very nominal, not even sufficient for their survival. So they were demanding for three things. First, reduction of working hours. Their working hours should be nominalized to 8 hours or say 9 hours, and then increase in their wages so that they could maintain the expenses of the family, and better working conditions, because in the factories the rooms were having no windows. In utmost suffocation these people used to work, so they wanted better working conditions for themselves. Now, how to attract the attention of the Tsar? So what they did, they made a procession. They gathered in a very big number, and this procession of workers was led by Father Gapon, and they reached the Winter Palace, which was nearby only. After crossing the river Nova, they reached over there, and when they reached there, they wanted the Tsar to listen to their problems, which did not happen. In return, they were being attacked by the police and Cossacks. Cossacks means the policemen who ride on horses. So these police and Cossacks, they attacked on these uh, what to say, unarmed workers, and in this open attack about 100 workers were being killed, and about 300 workers got wounded or injured. So everywhere there was blood, and this day was the day of Sunday. So that is why this entire incident is known as the incident of Bloody Sunday. Then what happened? So after this, a series of events got started, and they all are known as the Revolution of 1905. Many strikes started taking place all over the country. The students in the universities, they started staging walkouts, and they complained about the lack of liberties and freedom given to them. In the meanwhile, lawyers, doctors, engineers, other middle class workers, they also established union of unions and demanded that there should be a constitution made, or a constituent assembly made, where their problems would be dealt on in a proper manner. So ultimately, after this revolution of 1905, the Tsar had no other option, so he allowed the creation of an elected consultative Duma or parliament. In Russia, the parliament is known in the name of Duma. We don't call it a parliament over there. So he allowed, because he had no other option. But what did he do? Within 75 days, he dismissed that Duma and ordered for a re-election. Then the re-elected Duma was being brought into power within 3 months, and he packed this new Duma with all conservative politicians. And here, no liberal Democrats, no socialist Democrats were allowed in this Duma. So, though he allowed the Duma to come into existence, but on the other hand, again he created the Duma in such a manner where his supporters were there. So, one way or the other, this also did not help out the common people of Russia. So he changed the voting laws here, and this Duma was again full of his supporters. So this much for today. In the next class, we'll discuss furthermore. Thank you.